Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. This is your man Yusuf again. Yesterday we discussed about importance of salat and how to concentrate. Salat, we want to continue from there, but we just made mention of when we normally recite the Surah Al-Fatiha, the other verses that we normally know, they normally go simultaneously. You'll be able to concentrate in the salat more effectively. So you can recall the meaning, and then your mind will not wander, because again your mind is occupied in recalling the meaning of the Arabic portion that you are reciting in your salah. But after a few weeks, a few months, even this becomes mechanical, because your mind, anything you repeatedly do, it becomes mechanical in your mind. But yet your mind is still very powerful. You recite the Arabic portion and recall the meaning, because the mind is very powerful, and again there are chances your mind will divert, but there are less chances because a little portion of your mind is occupied in reciting the Arabic portion, and another portion of your mind is occupied in recalling the meaning. There are less chances it will divert, but yet it may wander. Yeah, that one is, it may wander, but it will be less chances. For example, the Imam after Surah Al-Fatiha, he may recite Surah Al-Ma'idah or Surah Al-Ankabut, and then which is Surah Al-Ma'idah, for example, chapter 5 verse 19, he says, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, or you have believed, innamal khamr wal maisr musatun intoxicant and gambling, wal ansab wal azlam, dedication of stones and divination of arrows, that they are a part to shaitan, they are Satan's handiwork. So when you are recalling the meaning of this such a thing during salat, your mind will ponder. You ponder over what you are hearing, and it will serve as a lesson for you. Your mind is being programmed during the salah that you should abstain from intoxicants, from gambling, from idol worship, from fortune telling, because these are Satan's handiwork. The Imam, he may recite after Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Ma'idah, or any other surahs. When you recite them, your mind will definitely follow up with the meaning if you know the meaning. And then your mind will ponder over the meaning, and if you are feeling guilty, you will feel like you are really in the spirit to change. That's if you really understand the meaning of those verses. Okay. Here we are being programmed in the salah that the food that you should never have, the forbidden foods, are dead meat, blood, the flesh of swine, and any food on which any name beside Allah has been invoked on. See the kind of powerful speech that is done during salat. So your mind will be pondering over it. The Imam after Surah Al-Fatiha, he may recite the surah. He may recite this surah to the surah, and then each one have his own different meaning, giving you a different lessons, which will make you really concentrate a lot. So some people may ask that, why don't you offer salah only once? Why offer 5 times a day? For a healthy body, for example, a human being requires minimum 3 meals a day. If he has 1 meal a day, he will not have a very healthy body. Similarly, for a spiritual soul, a human being requires minimum 5 times of programming. Are you getting me? 5 times of programming. So programming of salah, to be specific. Okay, one is not sufficient, neither 2. That's the reason we Muslims, we offer salah 5 times a day. Maybe the Jews, they offer prayers 3 times a day. Asr salah after the Zuhur salah ends until just before sunset. The truth is the Maghrib salah immediately after the sunset till the end of twilight. The Isha is immediately after the twilight. It can be offered till the beginning of dawn, but it is preferable to be offered before 12 in the midnight. The Muslims will offer salah minimum 5 times a day. They give you the durations in which you should offer this salat. From this duration to this duration, this is the period of this salat you should offer. At the time of the Prophet, there watch your time. Okay, so specific time is to gather together, but at that time they are only using the sun to detect. And when we offer salah before we enter the mosque, we Muslim we remove our footwear. This was the same commandment which was given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Musa alayhi salam, Moses be upon him, which is mentioned in the Holy Quran in Surah Taha, chapter number 20, verses 11 and 12. When you go check, you read, he approached the fire, he heard a voice, O Moses, verily I am the Lord, put off thy shoes, for thou art in the secret valley of Tuwa. Are you understanding the verse? This was the commandment given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Musa alayhi salam. And a similar message is mentioned in the Bible too, in the Old Testament, in the book of Exodus, chapter number 3, verse number 5. It says he, Lord Almighty, says to Moses, do you not nine height take off thy shoes, for thou art on sacred ground. A similar message is repeated in the book of Acts, chapter number 7, verse number 33. The Lord tells Moses, put off thy shoes from thy feet, thou art on sacred ground. So both in the Bible and in the Quran, it is specifically stated that you're going to worship, put out thy shoes, and they all emphasize you wash your body, your legs, your feet, and your hands, and you prostrate. They both mention washing your body, removing your sandals, and then prostrating. Both Quran and the Bible. No Christian can doubt that those verses are there. And then they even go more to talk about you covering yourself. So if you're a Christian or a Muslim, you should not have doubt during the prayers. You should try to find out to pray in the right manner. Okay. So I don't want the video to be too much long. We'll keep it here. Then we will continue another time. I love you all people. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.